good morning. It's the Friday morning. Last night, me and George was in our room telling you all about how you're going to go and fish it, what to do. It's the Friday morning, would you believe? It's 7:15, booking in is 8 o'clock. We've just been in there to see everybody. It's rammed. There's at least 100, 120 people in there. We're going to pop in, see a few of our couple of the lads that we know. We're going to grab a few of them, bring them out, stick them in front of the camera, and they're going to tell you what they're going to do today, catch the fish.
You all got your gear sort of separate.
So I've just been in there looking around the queue, and look what I found. Jed Stevens from Barrow, last year's winner. So then, Jed, you're going to get in that queue, you're going to stick your hand in the pot. What zone do you want to go in?
Ideally the same as what was in last year, B zone,
B-zone.
down on South Hornsey Beach. Hopefully get right below the car park like we did last year, so it wasn't too far to walk. Nice and easy. Struggled at the start of the last year's match. Had nothing in the first hour. Found where the fish were, 60 to 80 yards, and it was double shot, treble shot from then.
Did you stick it? You stick at 60 to 80 yards?
Yeah.
You didn't change as the tide changed? No.
I started off the first hour from George's advice saying, get it right out. I got it right out. All I was getting was whitings and little codlings, as I always do. I always get a codling in the flatty match. And Tucker next to me, he was casting 60 yards. He had a dab, he had another dab, another dab. He had 5 dabs, I had none. So I started casting the distance he was. Like I say, double shot, treble shot. I ended up with 21. He still had the same 5. He never got another one.
Never got another fish?
No. He was getting the bites, but not getting them.
So the conditions you got this year, better for you this year?
Very much similar to what it was last year, to be fair. But as a whole for the weekend, a hell of a lot better,
Yeah, you reckon? So obviously last night, me and George did our little bit of piece of the camera, giving all of our tips as what we reckon. So what we said last night, do you reckon that's going to be the key things for today?
Yeah.
Roll black?
Yeah. Pretty much what George was saying in the video last night was, just a piece of 1.5 inch, a piece of black, and a tiny little bit of mackerel. That's what I used last year on all 3 hooks.
Right. The thing is, Jed, I know you as a confident match angler. We fished around the country together, right? The question is, do you fancy it this year?
Yeah, I always fancy it.
You always fancy it?
Always fancy it,
yeah. He'll fancy it.
You've got to.
He'll fancy it. He reckons he can win again.
Hopefully, guys.
Right, so I've just had, up here, Jed Stevens, last year's winner, right? And while I was nipping around the queue, I've just found an old England teammate of mine, Neville Charlesworth. So, Nev, last time we fished together was probably 2007 in Ireland, Home Nations.
Probably the best session we had, I think.
Yeah.
Linking out the 5 sessions we fished for England, I think that was the best one, mate.
It was.
Far back, the best laugh.
I think,
laugh.
Definitely. Last catch, you had a Rockland. That nailed a gold medal, didn't it?
And the Irishman next to me decided to dig an hole and bury himself in it. Yeah,
he did,
that.
didn't he?
Yeah. We were a good time, and I think that's when I retired, I think. Give the younger boys a chance.
So, you're a local Hornsey lad,
I am.
which means you know this beach more than any other. So you're going to go in there, stick your hand in the pot. Where do you want to draw?
To be fair, I'd probably go Middle Beaches.
Middle Beaches?
They've been very consistent the last month. Usually when we get a ruffle, the cod usually disappear, but this year the ruffle we only had for 2 or 3 days. It's got calm again, nice and mild. Shrimp have moved in again. The cod will be there, and they've been showing this week. Plenty of fish between 4 and 5 pound range, and plenty of decent whiting still. So you know, you could get a good bag of whiting if you're thinking of the pairs, and could see a few escaping now.
Yeah, conditions are correct for that. Tomorrow and Sunday.
Perfect, yeah.
So today, flatties, now you know how to catch flatfish. So you definitely want to be up here into B zone. Dabs for you?
It'll be dabs. So this down this area will be the flounders, north side of the beach, and further up there will be dabs. But I expect quite a few to be 20
plus?
I'd say so.
Yeah.
Conditions are perfect.
I've had a chat with Jed, and Jed, being Jed, he's super confident. He reckons he can win it. Do you reckon you can pip in?
Depends where you get. Well, confident this time.
Yeah.
I'm prepared. I've made my rigs.
Yeah. One thing I
I
know,
won't be making them on the beach this
one
time.
thing I know, mate, you are definitely one confident lad. I reckon he'll be up there. Right, been in the queue. There's nothing like grabbing a couple of North East lads. There's one thing I've learned, you've got to get this right. Mackems or Geordies?
I'm a Mackem.
Hartlepool, Teesside lad.
Yeah.
So, how many times you fished this?
This is my third year.
Third year?
Yeah.
You fished the Flattie a few, 3 years?
Fished the Flattie last year for the first time. And obviously this is the second year for the Flattie Bash.
Did you catch fish last year?
Yeah, we had a few, yeah.
You fished last year?
Yeah.
Catch a few?
Had a few all day.
Yeah. Did you get any prizes? No?
Hard work, we're using a TBR.
So would you fancy it this year?
It's more of just of a enjoyment thing,
Yeah.
break out. We're cod lads, you know what I mean?
Yeah. You're rocks, on the rock scares, aren't you?
Yeah,
definitely.
Rocks and stuff like that.
Ain't
But
any of that on this, you know.
no, it's
You'd have to be casting at the back on the pebbles to find a bit of that.
it's just more of a break the weekend up.
Yeah.
And obviously wet the line, you know what I mean?
Do you boys come up for the weekend?
Yeah, we've been up since yesterday.
Yeah. It's a good fun weekend.
It is, yeah.
It's the Friday morning, slightly jaded, definitely jaded. If these boys get in the prizes, unbelievable. Right, 2019 Flattie Bash, massive turnout. 280?
Good 280, yeah. Pleased with that.
Pleased with that?
Yeah. Got the conditions, so I think that's drawn a few more people in,
Yeah.
especially from around the country. It's what you want. You want people who are travelling to enjoy themselves. You know, got this, not a problem.
I mean, on previous years, I don't think you could get anything better than this. Had a bit of a blow, still got a bit of coloured water. Dabs?
Millions.
Yeah.
I still say you're going to need 35 fish.
Really?
Yeah, I think you're going to need it around that. The winner's going to need that to win it. The zones, Mappleton could be down a little bit, maybe 20 plus. South Beach and this beach won't be much between them.
Really?
So yeah.
So we've got 3 zones today. We've got 3 zones. So with the way the competition's split up, basically means if you're in one of those sections, you've got a chance of winning that section, regardless of how many fish are caught in another section. You've still got a good chance of getting in the money if you catch that many fish in that section.
The way I've done it is there's one winner. Person with the longest length wins the match.
Yeah.
Outright, over everyone. Then I've done it as you haven't got a bad zone. Just for instance, say it's £200 for your zone. Each zone is £200.
Yeah.
So you could catch 30 fish and win £200. You can catch 10 fish and win another zone and get the same money. So it makes it fair. It shares the money out. There's no, oh yeah, I've drawn a bad zone. You haven't drawn a bad zone. You're fishing to win your zone. You might win the match overall as well. So shares it out.
It shares it out. It's the best way. I mean, because we've match fished for so long, zones are the most important thing.
Yes.
So because we've got the zones, everyone's really, really happy. A lot of people have asked us, bait, what's the best bait? And we've told everybody, roll black.
Roll black's a little bit of fish. Probably you're going to catch. You don't need the fish to get the dabs and you're going to get whitings. There's a lot of whitings here, so you've got to fish through. So Yeah, you need blacks. Blacks is your main bait.
Blacks are the main bait.
Yeah.
Other fish we're going to catch, obviously we said, is whiting.
Whitings.
But any chance of picking up a sneaky codlin as well? It won't make any difference to the match.
There'll be cod caught today. There might be a bass or two. There's a chance for a rain.
Really?
There's been a lot of rains about.
Is that basically because the last week or so it's flattened off, and they're coming in?
It's calmed all off again. They all come in there, the colours there. The fish come into the colour to feed, so not a problem. That's right.
So a lot of the lads that are like from your neck of the woods all said to us, there's a lot of sprat here. There's a lot of sprat. So are these the sprats moving in?
Yes. Yeah. You haven't got the rollers and the white water now to break the shoals up, so they're all shouldered up again. So the fish can feed on again.
So we've seen a couple of the lads that we know. We probably fancy to win this, right? But would you say that anyone could win it now because of the numbers of fish that are there?
Yes. A good angler will still catch the fish. That thing is, but it's still ain't that. You know, some of the other lads are learning as well. They get a little pocket of fish. They can catch them. There's holes all over the place along these beaches, and one of these groins could hold a lot of fish for someone.
Yeah.
So we've got a chance.
Yeah. We've also spoke to a lot of people asking us what rigs, and we've given them information. Quite a few of them said, right, I'm going to go and do that. They've just gone back to the rig wallet, snipped a few things down, changed a couple of hooks.
Small hooks. You're fishing for smaller fish, really. Yeah, a big dab is 30.
Yeah.
The average size is 20, just over 20 centimetres. So size 4 hooks will catch you everything. You don't have to put a bigger, stronger or anything hook in case you get a big fish. You don't want them big fish. No. You don't want them bass, you don't want them rays, you don't want them cod. You just want flat fish.
So basically, what you need to do today, get through the whiting, keep fish, right through the whiting. You could start off with a triple shot whiting, whiting disappear, be triple shot dab. You've got to make sure you get through them fish.
Just keep fishing. That's what you've got to do. Yeah.
Keep fishing, get them fish in the bucket, get the steward there, he'll then measure them. Fingers crossed, you never know, you could be the winner. Okay, so EOBC Flatfish Open. Okay, the thing with George and I is we both come from different parts of the country, catching dabs, exactly the same fish, but we do fish slightly differently. I fish with all 3 hooks above the lead. George fishes differently. He fishes with 2 above the lead and 1 below. What we're going to do is we're just going to run through really quickly how simple these rigs are, what you need to do, and then how to bait them up. Okay, so I use a 3-hook rig with all the hooks above the lead. So as you can see from here, this is a 6-ounce grip lead. The reason I've got this on is because I am clipping this and casting it. Okay, this is a clip rig. It goes basically onto a breakaway imp, and I like to use the imps because I'm not using on this an impact shield. Okay, so the hook goes straight onto here. As we go on to the further up the rig, you'll see it's a cascade swivel, and here I have a gap between them because as you cast, this stretches slightly, so you want that little bit of give. As we go up the rig again, another cascade swivel, that's the 2nd hook. Up above it again, which is the 3rd. This is the 3rd hook, and the most important part is a spring. And I know that George and I use springs slightly differently. The reason we've got a swivel at the top of the rig is on your leader you will have a link. So when you reel in, you unclip this rig, clip another one straight on. Now that is a 3-hook rig all above the lead. I'm using Maxima Chameleon, which is 25 pounds. As you can see, this rig here is slightly different. George, over to you.
Well, mine is a shorter 4-foot rig. I have 2 above the lead, exactly the same as Julian's, space between the cascades, same again, swivel, but I use a full swivel. I don't like cutting mine. My below is a loop where I clip into a cascade again, where my middle hook clips on to make me loop. Which that way keeps it all nice and tight for you for casting. I like that because your bottom hook is pinned to the floor all the time. You fish in a distance, it works very good.
So George, the difference between our two rigs is all 3 of mine are up above the lead, and I've got slightly shorter snoods. Everything's very, very compact. It's absolutely fantastic for fishing. Yours, on the other hand, is 2 above it, but the two hooks that are closest to the lead are actually really, really close to the lead. That means it's more streamlined, slightly more streamlined than mine.
Yeah.
But I'm using a slightly smaller bait. You're able to use two slightly bigger baits because they are streamlined and look like one single bait.
I can still use smaller baits and cast further if I need to.
Yeah.
It opens them options for you. On my personal thing, it opens the option of when you're casting.
Yeah.
You've got your two baits close behind the lead, where you've got two a long way from the lead, which can cause problems sometimes for some people, but little baits don't cause any problems. No, it's good. Yeah.
One thing I've learnt with when you're using a loop rig, if there's no tide, it doesn't seem to work. So sometimes it looks as if these two hooks basically go straight down. This hook, sometimes if there's absolutely no tide, that hook doesn't seem to sit back out because it hasn't got any tide to pull it. The only way you're going to get that is if you move it.
Well, there is ways, but if you cut these spikes down on your lead, and you whack it, that will pull in whatever little bit of tide you have got, and will open your rig out for you.
So what we're saying then, with the grip lead that's got cut down wires, the reason we've done that is because you still want to be able to get movement out of the lead, but you still don't want it jumping out of the sand, jumping out of the mud. So you're getting that little bit of movement with there's a little bit of tide.
Yes.
Okay.
That's what I'm looking for. I use this rig for dabs and stuff like that at distance when you're struggling for that little bit of time and the fish ain't there. If the fish are in close, you're on your different gear, lighter leads, where you can twitch it and whatnot. When you're at distance, you can't do that 150 yards out.
No.
If you've got a cut down wire there, there's the little bit of wind which will bend your line, or the little bit of tide and the waves will move it just that little bit every now and again. They see a bait, any fish seeing bait moving will grab it.
So when we're looking at these rigs, one thing that's really, really important, as you can see as George was holding it up, you can see we basically have our rigs come out of packets, we write down what they are, okay, and then we coil them into bags. And the reason why we coil them into bags, basically with a bigger coil, is because when you open it up, basically it will just twist straight out. One of the most important things, as you can see from George's rig here, as he's taking it straight out of the bag, none of these are perfectly straight. So one of the really important things to do, as I'm sure you agree, George, take the hook, hold the swivel, then give it a stretch, okay? Don't go silly, you're not trying to break it. What you're trying to do is, look at that, perfect. It then lays straight. So that will lay straight on the beach. Even though it's a loop, that small loop is not going to change. So that goes straight onto the imp. As you said, George, the others come down, do exactly the same with those. You haven't got those at the moment, are just called like that because they've just come out of the bag. Stretch, stretch, ready to go. Okay, so we just talked about clip rigs. George's loop rig, my three above the lead. So if the fish aren't out, you need to be basically fishing inside where you were fishing, okay? The reason for that is there could be small gullies, undulations. Most people that look at a rig like that and go it's a flapping rig would assume that there'll be 2 to 3 foot snoods. This, because of the way we've got to fish, this is a 6 foot rig, okay, with short hook lengths. What that means is these hooks are then spread out over a much bigger area. You could have one fish in a gully, you could have, one snood in a gully, one on top of a bank. So because it's dabs that we're looking for, not big baits, okay? So we've got a little bit of rolled black. Now, if you were looking at catching bigger fish, you would keep just that one worm on a hook. But what we're going to do is we nip it across half of it, okay? So always, if you've got a 3 hook rig, one of the most important things is to make sure that the bigger bait is always at the bottom. So we've got that part of the worm. We've got a small bit of gutted black lug on a size 6 hook, small gold sequin with a sliding stop knot onto around about a 13-inch snood. Okay, so that is a 13-inch snood on a 6 foot rig body. That is what I'd be using if I couldn't find those fish at range.
This is how I fish for dabs around this area. I'm the same, half a black worm, but I like to put mine in and out, like weave it on. What that does, it locks it on your hook a bit better. You don't have to use cotton or like that. Like that is solid now, and as you can see there, there's little bits of the hook still showing, which will lock it in there nicely. I also put small pieces of fish on. It's pieces of bluey, two small pieces of bluey. That way, you got your bait locked on there. Where you got your fish all together here now. But you've got bits of fish still hanging off there now. As you see, when it hits the bottom, them bits will fall off. Will attract other fish as well. So perfect.
So basically, George, that's dab fishing up this neck of the woods.
Yeah, nothing hard. Just keep it simple. You know, you can go maddies, this, that, and the other. There's no need for it here. No. Just bit of fish, half a worm, and that's it.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Right then, this is Daniel. He's from Oswald Street in Wales. This young man knows exactly what he's doing. But George and I have picked him out because we've got some gear here that he might want to use, and it looks like he watched our little thing the other night, and he's got all the correct baits there. But what we're going to do is we're just going to see if we can make it just a little bit, tweak it a little bit. Yep. So what we're going to do is, Daniel, you can't get any better than this. This is Mr. George Smith. Okay, he's the top rod in England. All right, so he's going to show you how he would basically trim up your bait, and hopefully that'll help you catch a few more fish, young man.
Yeah. What rig you got? It's rig. This is what you can use today, yeah? Right. This, your worm is perfect. Try not to have too much of your fish dangled off the bottom. You can have crabs, shrimps, other fish pulling at it. Cut it off so you've only got a little bit there. When them dabs come past, they're going to get out a bit better. So that's a perfect size bait. No problem with that. Get your stopper closer to it as well. So you like beads. You like lots of beads. Yeah? They're not the best thing in the world round here. They will catch fish, but they won't put fish off. So, but your bait is perfect there, mate. That's good, that. Very good. All you will do You got him.
Match has just started, as you can see. George is giving all his top tips out. There's just under 300 people on the beach, as you can see, right the way through the groins, all the way up to Mapperton. We're going to finish here. We're going to jump in the car, nip up and see a few people. So then, Roger, nice to see you again. Saw you here last year. This time slightly different capacity.
Well, similar to last year actually. I mean, I'm here effectively to MC the presentations and to sort out the goodie bags, and really it's just my sort of angling highlight of the year. Surrounding myself with sea anglers, because you know I'm not a good sea angler. Yeah. But this event, it's just one of those get-togethers you can't miss.
Yeah, I mean, it is massive. People are here from everywhere. I mean, you've been involved in the event for how long?
Around about 20 years, I think. I mean, when it was up in Bridlington, and we used to have the headquarters at Mackis, and it was Bridlington was a fantastic headquarters, but everybody got as far away from it as they could to go fishing. And I think now that we've moved down to
central, basically, isn't it?
It's central, but it's also central to where most of the fish are. Yeah. You know, people can be at this end of the bay and realistically have a chance within sight of their digs of catching a fish. Whereas when it was in Bridlington, those of us that used to get up very late and go look for somewhere to fish, you knew you really wanted to catch it.
And why was that?
Well, because the cod don't like it at the top end.
No, I meant, why you have to get up so late, Roger?
Yeah. It is
cleary-eyed.
It's a good party weekend.
It's a very good party weekend. So over the last 20 years that you've been involved with it, we've seen some really good fish. We've had cod up to £16, I think. Absolutely. Any bigger than that? No,
that's the biggest I've seen. Obviously, there's been some big bass which don't count this year, of course, for obvious reasons. But I've got a feeling that there are going to be a few fish caught this year.
I think because of the conditions, it really does say it could actually be a rain event.
I think you're right. I mean, I know the locals call it skate, the locals call the thornbacks, and there's been some big ones of those over the years. I think, there's a very good possibility there.
I think with the size of the venue, I mean, it doesn't really matter where you fish these days. On this stretch of coastline, I'd probably say there's maybe about 15 miles of coastline that's probably the most popular. That's just either side of Tunstall where we are, and those fish can come from anywhere. That's why everyone's here. It's a big fish match. Anyone can catch that one big fish. Big fish, big prize at the end of it.
Absolutely. I think it is also worth noting though that local knowledge, just homework counts for a lot. I remember, when George Smith's done well up here and when Paul Med won it, it was homework that put them on the big fish. They spent a lot of time working out which gave them their best chance of a specimen, and it paid off.
So over the last 20 years, how many times have we had conditions like this?
Well, I usually remember rain, sleet, snow. I've driven up and down this coast with snow taking photographs for magazines in the past. This is just brilliant. I know. I am really regretting not bringing my flip-flops and shorts.
Well, it is a little bit brass monkeys, to be brutally honest. I mean, when we got here, it was 2 degrees. So, that's really like, and that is really like the Bahamas to the east coast. We've got the North Sea out here, and it is a little bit parky.
It is a little bit parky, but you can get out of the wind a little bit, and it's glorious. And why anybody has not already got a ticket for this, I don't know. And anybody that's got half a brain is going to get a last minute ticket tomorrow morning, last minute ticket on Sunday morning. Come and have a day on the beach.
I think there will be. I think this basically looks like we could actually have probably one of the biggest turnouts.
Absolutely. I know that advanced ticket sales are about 100 in front of where they were last year, and that's without the people who come on the day. And I think we've got a lot of people who turn up tomorrow morning or this evening to buy tickets.
We did a thing the other night on weather and how important it is, and a lot of people will have looked at that weather for the last week, looking at which way the winds have been blowing. It hasn't been horrendous. I don't think the wind's been more than about 12 to 14 mile an hour, and it's been pretty cyclonic. So it's been doing that. The last couple of days, it's been up in the south. It's not that cold,
It's glorious. I've got a thin quilted jacket and a t-shirt on. This is fishing hours. If this time last year I'd have been huddled under a shelter like this.
And the good thing here is, you look along here and you've got basically people here from probably about 10 years old to definitely in the pension age.
Definitely past my age.
Yeah, definitely in the pension age. It doesn't really matter. Everyone's here. There's somewhere that you can all fish. It doesn't matter where you go. There's always fish to be caught.
And you've hit the nail on the head. The fact of the matter is, with this event, you only need to catch one.
Hopefully someone is going to have that good catch over the next 2 days.
Looking forward to giving away a lot of prizes.
You are, and someone's going to get a big wallop of cash. So then, Danny, you must be over the moon. Not only have you caught this, I'm assuming it's your first one, is it? The first dab? Fantastic. 2 things. One, caught it on George's rig we talked about. Secondly, he owes you some money. What did he say? Every fish you caught is £1. Excellent. But not only have you caught the fish, first fish on the beach, he owes you some money. Keep catching some more, because I would love to see him hand you loads of money over.
So guys, match underway. As you can see behind me now, little Junior and a little bit of guidance from Julian and George earlier on. Past the rig, a little bit of bait, and just pulled his first dab out. Absolutely fantastic. Few fish coming along around here at the moment. Guys to the right, just a double shot as well. So from the A zone, things are starting to heat up a little bit. A few fish pulled out. Nick running around with the camera, taking a lot of photos and stuff, and fantastic to see the juniors getting involved and catching a few fish out. Yeah. Got your first 2 out, mate? Is it? Seems to be coming on a little bit now then.
Alright, yeah.
I do. Lovely day for it, isn't it? Yeah. It's a bit rare, really, for the European Open to be this sunny. It's normally freezing cold and
We've had some bad days.
Yeah, I can imagine. I've fished it a few times in the past when it's been snowy conditions and stuff, but it's absolutely crazy. But there you go. A couple of nice dabs, and we'll get over to a different part of the beach now.
Right.
Conditions-wise,
Fantastic.
it is. It really is. The turnout, to be honest, this is the first year I've been up here, and this
sun's out. It's honest, I should be in a t-shirt and shorts.
I know, it's fantastic.
It is.
Normally it's blowing northeasterly, everyone's huddled up, absolutely horrendous.
Another thing, which I was very, very pleased to see, spent a little bit of time earlier on with the junior. We've been up on the wall, searching around different angles of the view, and the guys just want to pull the fish out on it.
Yeah, the best bit about it is, one, he's had a fish on George's rig, which is fantastic. But the thing is, if you don't have a look, you'll see, the one thing we did, one thing that George said was, every fish you catch, I'll give you £1.
Yeah.
George owes him some cash.
You better dig deep, mate. You better dig deep.
I know. I've just sent him a message.
Have you?
Yeah.
Have you responded yet?
No, not yet.
No,
not
There's
yet.
a few fish being pulled out with a double shot there. We've got them coming up to the left-hand side. In your thoughts, numbers-wise, what's going to win it today?
George reckons 30. I mean, that's a lot of fish. In this area here, we've just seen a few fish starting to come out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And to be honest, I haven't seen many whiting. No, that's either a really good sign, or it means we're just getting the last bit of the dabs, and then the whiting's going to come on. And I really don't know. But we're going to go up to Mapperton, have a look, see how they're getting on up there. I know down that end, I reckon that A zone there'll be a few fish. I might be completely wrong, but you never know. But Mapperton, I think.
It's going to be up in the 30s?
30s is a lot of fish, and I haven't seen, just because we're in this area here, I haven't seen a number of fish come out. Wow. Obviously, you see me talking to Jed, saw me taking the Neville earlier.
They were very confident.
Oh, they're always confident, mate. They're always confident. Jed won it last year. Who knows?
I know you'd be like to fishing it, but what does it bring to you to obviously spend some time with the juniors, speaking to the anglers and stuff like that?
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
They're all in. That's the whole point. You know, me and George, believe me, we're looking at this morning, a bit itchy, thinking, I fancy this. I think I could do this today, etc. And then we go, no, we're working, get working head on, we're not fishing. That's what we got to do.
Fantastic turnout. We've got loads of people, a lot of the general public are asking questions about the competitions and stuff, and I'm looking forward to the big day tomorrow.
Yeah, fantastic. Look forward to it. Well done, mate. How you doing?
I'm alright, you alright, Julian?
Very good. Just come down the slope of Mapperton, come to the first angler on the beach. What have you caught?
Rockling.
Rubbish.
No.
Absolutely all rubbish. No dabs, this is the hot spot.
Is it now?
No.
I sent an email this morning, it said sent to the dabs.
Did it?
Clearly it went to the other end.
It went the other end, mate.
Yeah.
Did you not watch what me and George said last night?
No.
Well, that's probably why you're catching rockling, mate. There you go. Are you using fish?
Yeah.
We use a little bit more then.
Yeah. Little bullet shape.
Yeah, that's it.
2 week old and 1 week old blacks.
Yeah.
Tipped off with a bit of fish, mackerel, blue.
Yeah, that's it. You can't really. Honestly, mate, it's just those slugs are very, very funny fish, mate. You could carry on catching them. It might just completely stop, and then you'd be straight on the dabs. Very, very funny.
That's what we're hoping for. I mean, straight away, everybody first cast here was into rockling. Next cast, a few rockling, but each time it's taken longer and longer for the rockling to come on the feed. And now it's just seen for yourself, there's a few dabs starting to show. So yeah, it's pretty much what we expected. It's just started to kick up a bit now because that wind has picked up. So
yeah, well, I mean, one thing I can see, you are like the second angler in here from the end. There's another guy just in where the rocks are. Now, one of the best parts to fish on here is just inside that buoy that's there, just in the inside of the end of that groin.
Yeah,
that
exactly
is
where it is.
There should be a little bit of a hollow there.
And he's had more rockling than me.
Well, in that case, go the other side of it then. Yeah, there should be fish here, mate. I wouldn't worry.
I'm not expecting the dabs to come on the feed straight away. It has been rockling central virtually as far as we can see, but the last 10-15 minutes we're starting to see a few dabs come in.
Well, probably the biggest thing for me is, like, this is basically a couple hours in. I expected to see shed loads of whiting. We haven't seen hardly any whiting. A couple of little pins, that's been it.
We've seen a bass.
You ever seen a bass?
Yeah, a little schoolie a bit further along, probably 6 inches. Guy got quite excited. I think he then realised it wasn't a flatfish.
It wasn't a flatfish. Well, I'll just say, keep going, mate.
Yeah, we will do.
Good luck.
Speak to you later.
Well then, mate, how are you getting on? Really good peg here, mate, just to the left of the groin.
Yeah, definitely. As Alan said a minute ago, it's just rocked in at the minute.
Really?
Yeah, I've had a couple of double shots, but...
Have you tried coming in a little bit closer?
Yeah, I've tried various distances.
Yeah.
This one I've just gone out a little bit further. Done it, see, just that red coat there, a little bit further than that. So the rockling seemed to have stopped for a minute. So.
Are you getting any tide running through that?
No.
No, nothing at all. It's a very, very small tide.
Yeah.
I'd probably say keep sticking at it. The one good thing I just said just now, we haven't seen any whiting.
Yeah.
Like for anyone catching dabs, it's just got to be dabs. That's a really, really important thing.
Yeah.
It's a named species event, so hopefully you'll get a dab, mate.
Touch wood.
Good luck, bud.
Good luck, that's what's for you.
did say to you there'd be a long shortly. Here's proof of the pudding. First double shot of the day. Has a time plug, hour or so from high water. Perfect time.
Well, you alright mate, how we doing? Good thing about this match is I've come to Mappleton. I've been on the North Beach. I've come down to Mappleton. I've walked 15 pegs, basically 15 pegs up the beach. And what do I find? Another West Country angler. They seem to be everywhere. Bristol boys, right? And you're the first one that's caught some fish. What have we got?
2 dabs.
2 dabs.
43.
43. Feel confident with that? Do. And what about last year? You fish it last year?
Yeah.
Yeah. Catch fish last year?
2 last year.
2 last year. Well, you're consistent.
Trying.
Consistent, open for a third?
4.
Okay, so looking through here, do you reckon like 2 or 3 fish is going to do this section, or do you reckon there could be a few more, yeah? A few more? Well, further down that way, it seems to be all rocklands. But the one thing I've seen, I've said to everyone, I haven't seen any whiting. No whiting at all?
Same as last year though.
Same as last year, yeah? No whiting in that? No. George told everyone there's loads of whiting. He ain't on his face when we get back. Right, I've been told you got the best stab on the beach, mate.
Hopefully, yeah.
How big?
27 centimetres.
Fantastic. So, there we go, 27. Right, this don't look like a massive fish, but in this competition, this could be the best fish. It is the biggest one we've seen.
Good.
So, I've come along the beach here at Mappleton, and you're like the fourth person I've seen with fish. So, you feeling confident? Couple more?
Hopefully, yeah, a couple more, yeah.
So, how many times you fished this?
Since 97.
Good God, that's an awful long time. So you fish it from 97, whereabouts you from?
Near Brighton.
So you do it every year?
Yes.
Literally every year?
Yeah.
That's fantastic, that's commitment, isn't it? Is this like the best match you come and fish?
Yeah.
So why'd you come? Is it all for the fishing?
No, weekend away, get away from, you know, work and things like that.
Couple of beers?
Yeah, a couple of beers, yeah.
Couple more beers?
Yeah, 2 right, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Bit of late start for you tomorrow then?
Sorry?
Will you be on the beach?
I'll be on the beach 7:30.
Really?
Yeah, if not earlier.
That's the way, mate. Well, I hope you catch a few cod tomorrow.
Cheers,
Catch a few more dabs today.
Thank you. Cheers.
Right, so I've been coming up here for about 12-15 years, and when I first came up here, the one thing I didn't know was where to fish, and I was so lucky because this man here took me to the spot. One of the best lads from Brid, Mr. Stevie Lem, who's got the little coat on today, which means he's stewarding. Why are you stewarding and not fishing?
It helps out at an event.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to do it. I'm local. I enjoy it. You can meet all these lads from some down there, Belgium, Ireland, Brighton, Bristol. They come from all over. You get to meet a lot of different people. It's a hell of an event.
And it's not all about the fishing, is it? It's all about the crack.
Social side and having
a
crack. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and everyone comes, like now the Flattie comp has come really popular. So many people travel, like the day before the big one.
Yep.
So that's most important. And you want to get out on the beach, bit of fresh air,
yep.
Bit of practice, a little bit of casting practice.
Exactly.
Before tomorrow.
Yep.
And what do you reckon is going to get one with tomorrow?
I'll stick my neck out. It could be a skate.
I reckon it's a skate.
Could be. It could be a skate.
I reckon it's a skate. George reckons it's a skate, and I've been having to listen to him for the last 10 hours.
Yeah, it could be a skate, definitely.
Local boy to win it?
Maybe.
Maybe. So many people, it could come from anywhere?
It could come from anywhere. There's how many anglers you got this year? 1,200?
Yeah, something like that.
1,200 leads going in water. It's anybody's.
It could be anybody's.
It could be anybody's. I think that's the other side. It's beauty of the event. It's not just down to local lads winning all the time. Lads from away have got a chance.
Yeah.
Anybody could win it. It's that type of match.
So, big skate to win it. Yeah. He is the man from Brid, he knows. So if he gets it wrong, Steve Lem's the man. Give him some help.
Thank you so much, pal.
Morning lads, so we're down here on the Flattie Bash, Bridlington 2019. So as you all know, it's the Flattie Bash today. I'm Mike from Seacast Leads. Just going to show you me setup for today. So 3-up flapper, £60 mono, hook snod, £25 fluorocarbon. Nice small hooks. I've kept these nice and short today because the current is pretty low. I'm hoping once it's all stretched out I shall have every one on the seabed. The weight I'm using today is a 110 gram pyramid weight, obviously one of my own. Bait today, we've got rag, fresh lug, we're going to tip it off with some bluey, and we've got some frozen sticky blacks.
First cast on the Flattie Bash, and he's into the fish already. Nice little dub there. 22. And he's measuring him up 22. So there we go. I can witness the fish being weighed. We'll get it recorded, put him back in, and hopefully Andy will get amongst a few more.
Right then guys, I'm here with the guys from Seacast Fishing Weights. We've got Rob and Mike. Hello. How are you getting on?
Good. Very good, yeah.
You look like you're doing alright so far.
Very good, yes.
Been running round up and down the beach all day, these two.
I haven't stopped.
No,
I haven't stopped. I'm starting to sweat in this thing now.
But no, you've had a few fish, haven't you?
Yes, we have, yes. Tide's turned now, so it's snapped right off now at the moment.
Getting towards the end of the match now, and you can start to see, people, they're all sort of going right to the last minute, aren't they?
You've got to in this one.
Yeah, that's
you have got to in this one because it can be very
last
close.
fish to win it, yeah.
That's right, it can be very close. And you don't know where houses caught what and where, see?
No, that's it. So,
I think we've all caught.
Yeah, this stretch, like 200 metres, I think, done quite really well.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm on
as far as that rock up's done really well.
Yeah. I mean, I'm on 170 now, well past that.
Yeah. We got just over 300.
321.
321 with what, an hour to go? Just under?
Yeah, an hour now.
So,
so I had what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I had 16 last year, so
yeah, get on. Well, the consistency.
Yes.
Consistency.
Yeah.
But anyway, we'll leave you to it, boys, but well done and good luck.
Yeah, thank you very much.
We'll see you later.
Yes,
alright, take care.
Definitely will. Thank you, gents.
from the SAA, and how are you getting on, mate?
Not too bad, mate. It's got a bit quiet the last hour or so, but
yeah.
I've had a dozen or so fish out.
Get on.
It's been pretty consistent.
Good,
so,
good.
It hasn't been too bad. Enjoying the competition.
Nice, nice. Just got to keep at it now for that last hour, and then
that's it, mate.
Yeah.
Just fish hard. That's all you can do.
Yeah, that's
fish
it.
hard. Like you say, fish are coming out left and right.
Yeah.
Everybody's catching.
Yeah.
So you just got to keep it bait in the water, mate.
Good,
That's all you can do. Yeah. Keep trying.
Nice.
We say just simple 3-up flappers.
Yeah. Little bits of lugworm.
Yeah, small, you know, centimetre, 2 centimetre cubes, basically, a black lug. Got a long trace on, about 7 8 foot long. And got one sliding sleeves.
Yeah,
so
nice.
I can, you know, cover a lot more area if you need to.
Or you can shorten them up if you want to.
If you find you're catching the fish just on the bottom hooks, you slide everything down. But today, there's been no pattern to it at all.
No.
You know, you're picking fish up, top up, bottom up. I've had one double shot, everything's been individual fish, you know. So it's, there's no real pattern to it. They're coming on whatever's there, you know.
So it's got my just a little nod, but
looking for a little twitch.
But anyway, well, I'm sure you're busy, so best of luck, mate, and I hope you smash it.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
All right, buddy. Right, we come to the end of the Flattie Bash. I'm basically finishing here at Mappleton. I might just nip down and have a look down at Hornsey, see how everyone's doing. After that, shooting back to Sans-le-Mer. I'll see you all at the presentation.